to the party, yeah, yeah, yeah. Gassed up shawty, said I need my 40. Pull up to the party, yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about my top 11, since I want to be different, my top 11 characters I plan on looking forward to in the upcoming 1,000 Year Blood Arc selection when they come out. For number 10, we're going to have the one Sternritter I hate the most, and that's Sternritter V, Gremmy Thalmix, whatever how you pronounce it. The reason why V stands for the Visionary, and his power is based off this V, so Visionary. So anything he can think of, anything that comes to his head that goes past everything that states the laws of physics, he can do. This little blonde kid is really retarded. His power has its own flaws. There's flaws to it at everything. So every single power, especially how great his is. If he can imagine his own death, then he dies. I find that retarded, because why would you want to imagine your own death? But, as you know, Gremmy isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. And to find out that after all the things that he's done to every last one of the Soul Reapers and Arankars in the Soul Society, he's just a brain in a jar. A brain in a jar. He has to imagine his own body, parts, and everything. That's why I don't like this idiot. First of all, how is it supposed to be alive? That's for one. How can a brain in a jar? This ain't Futurama. I guess Tade Kubo didn't come up with anything. He just wanted someone to be as very OP, but also retarded, to go against Kenpachi. Even though Kenpachi cut him down, so I don't care. As long as he's gone, that's all that matters. I like the reason why I was coming to him, because, well, he's powerful. So why wouldn't you want to come for? Number 10. Meninas Magellan. I'm looking forward to Meninas Magellan because, one, she's so adorable. Sternritter P. P stands for the power. The power, basically, her power is basically very ordinary. She's basically like Superwoman, except she can't fly. She just has super strength. She can throw buildings, plus she can increase her muscle mass to like bodybuilder level. But she doesn't like using that form because it makes her look disgusting and non-ladylike. So that's the reason why she doesn't do it. Let's going to go on to our top 9. Candace Catnip, Sternritter T, Thunderbolt. Candace Catnip, if you've ever seen My Hero Academia, she has the attitude complex of Bakudo. So anything that pisses her off, like if you say, like how females nowadays be saying, "What are you doing?" I'm gonna tell you why. 'Cause. And that irks your soul. If you say that to her, she will annihilate you out of existence. Her top most powerful technique is called electrocution. Get it? Electrocution, electricity, execution. Ugh, forget it. Anyways, let's move on to number 8. Bonkai Toshiro, adult form. I know I really want to put him higher in this his top list, but seems pretty generic. All it did was increase the power and tenacity of his original Bonkai, which is basically ice. I don't see that. The reason why he's even on this list because he's very good looking. No homo. He's very good looking. Moving on. Number 7. Askin Naklevar, Sternritter D, the Death Dealing. Askin Naklevar is basically the closest person you're going to ever get to Deadpool. A lot of fourth wall breakings, plus he likes cracking a lot of jokes. I like when you crack a lot of jokes because I like cracking a lot of jokes. I don't like just sitting there and just do nothing. I like to crack jokes even at church. I don't care. Anyways, Askin Naklevar, his power is something out of chemistry. It involves turning your own reishi into poison, whether it's inside of you or it's even on your Zanpakuto, as you can see, as he did with some of the Soul Reapers. How he died is pretty funny. He got his heart ripped out and crushed by Grimmjow from behind. The only way you're gonna kill him, you can attack him with so many things, like Yoruichi attacked him with her lightning-based attack, and that didn't even lay a scratch on him. Everyone used all these reishi attacks, and that didn't do any damage at all. All he did was brush it off like it was nothing. The only way you're gonna kill him is by brute force. Moving on to number 6. Basby. Sternritter, I don't remember. We'll just Sternritter Fire. Stick with that. Basby, I like his techniques. Plus, the Mohawk adds an extra cool meter to me. He was also with Jugerum Hashwalt, Sternritter B, the balance. Jugerum Hashwalt and him were childhood friends back when they were growing up. Yuha Bach, in their backstory in the manga, he killed their entire family. Yet, I don't think any of them remember that, but Basby, up to his death, he remembered, up to the soul selection, he remembered what happened to him, and he said, "Oh, you're not my king. Is this how you do things?" And Yuha just eliminated him out of the distance. So that's the end of Basby. His techniques involve fire, of course, like Burner Finger 1, basically like shooting off a pistol. Burner Finger 2, basically like a fire whip they can do. Burner Finger 3, basically, I think it was an increased size of Burner Finger 2. And Burner Finger 4, basically like it's a freaking claymore. And Burner Full Fingers, because he's retarded and he doesn't know how to say Burn Finger 5. Burning Full Fingers is basically him annihilating you out of existence. Plus, in his holy form, he has, I think it was Burner Stomp. He stomps his foot against the ground and it sends out an entire shock wave, burning anyone out of existence that's surrounding him. I find that pretty awesome. I don't like his holy form because it looks pretty generic, but it's how Taideku created it. I hope they don't put his holy form into the game because that looks pretty disgusting. It's pretty embarrassing. Anyway, moving on. It's top number 5. Sternritter U, the underbelly, Najaku. Najaku is actually, the reason why he was ranked so high in this list is for 2 reasons. 1, he's black. Yes, I'm bringing in race. I don't care what you guys are going to say in the comments. I do not care. He's black. He's the only black Sternritter. That's a lie. Because Sternritter O, Overkill, Jurisco de Bercy is also black. But this one got nappy hair, so I'm considering him true black. He wears those visors for specific reasons, because unlike in Naruto with Hinata and Neji using the Byakugan, his technique his eyes allows him to see the reishi network and how it works, and he's allowed to attack the weak points like a trigram 64 palms. He used this technique against Aizen. Yes, Aizen. And he did the impossible. He did what most people in the Soul Society couldn't even try using their full power. He managed to stop Aizen, knock him out, clean out, for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. He did what not even Ichigo using Mugetsu could take him out that quickly. For 5 minutes, he was out cold. I find that pretty awesome. Moving on. Top 4 in the list. Sterner S. Masque Masculine. I find it kind of weird how the Sternritter are supposed to be German and Masque Masculine is actually Spanish. Retarded to me. Anyways, Masque Masculine is what it says in his name. He's a Mexican luchador, a wrestler, a fighter. He also has his little friend named James. James allows to cheer him on, and it helps increase his fire. You might find it stupid, like, oh my gosh, he needs someone to help. he needs someone's help in order to cheer him on in order to gain his power. What happens if you take out James? Well, you can't take out James because, one, James, no matter what you can do, you can slice him, as what Rose did when he decapitated him, he would just regrow right back. Renji took another to another level and chopped them into little Tostitos bite pieces. That still didn't work. All he did was increase the number of how many James they were, increasing the strength of Masque Masculine. I find Masque Masculine very OP because all of his techniques like Star Flash Supernova, Star Flash Kick, Star Flash, all of that. Basically normal wrestling moves, but he's just adding a fancy name to it, which is incredible. He also, barely using any of his strength, he knocked out Shuhei without any resistance at all. That's pretty terrifying. And all that power, and that's not even his holy form yet. What his holy form does is increases his speed, strength, and he gains the ability to fly. That's it. That's crazy. Masque Masculine, I hope they make you OP, because, again, out of all the Stern Ridders, he has the widest range when it comes to attacks. That's also pretty awesome. Moving on to the top 3. Bankai Rukia. Yes, I'm going for Bankai Rukia. Her Bankai is Hake no Togame. Hake no Togame allows for her literally to look like she takes on the form of Sode no Shirayuki, which is, I find it so beautiful because look at the crystals and the shapes and all that. It looks so beautiful. It reminds me of Frozen. Okay, that was retarded. Forget I ever said that. Forget it. Frozen. Let it go. Let it go. Her power basically knocks anyone else to her power. How do I explain this? It's basically like a one-shot, one-kill. What's the deal? As soon as she swings her sword, she's able to turn anyone into dry ice. Basically, they fly away with the dust, as she did with Asnot to protect Byakuya. But there's a slight flaw to this Bankai. This flaw to this Bankai, it's kind of hard for her to regenerate back to her normal form outside of her Bankai, because it also does damage, because at this time when she was using it, she had no control of her Bankai. It was basically like her last resort. And I would like to see it more because, spoiler alert, she's actually a captain now at a 13 Court squad since I'm guessing Jushiro died. I didn't really get a chance to read the rest of the manga, but I will right after this video. But yeah, she becomes captain, and Renji and her have kids, and so does Ichigo and Ichigo and Orihime have kids too. A lovely ending, lovely ending. Moving on to the top second person of the list. Bankai Kisuke. Yes, Kisuke finally releases his Bankai. His Bankai name is Kanen Baraki Benihime Atarame. But when he released this Bankai when he was going against Askin, and he uses his technique known as Death Ball, basically creates a spherical shape and traps anybody into it, and is surrounded inside by poison, and this poison will kill you, and you can't escape it because again you're using Reishi, and Askin is durable he's impenetrable. Nothing can touch him against Reishi. So of course his technique is going to fall in the same category. But when Kisuke releases Bankai, it also allows him to reform and modify his body, and also allows him to break through any kind of barrier and create pathways. There's many ways you can use this Bankai, but we only got to see a few. He used the technique of his Bankai to get out of the Death Ball, and allowed for everyone else, Grimmjow, everyone else to get out of the Death Ball. He also created a pathway for Grimmjow to follow to get to the rest of the Soul Reapers and the rest of that. And I'm guessing that Benihime, the Red Princess, is this big lady in the back with no eyes. That is pretty awesome. Kisuke is one of my favorites. I would have put him number 1 but I had to put someone else. And we're going to the number one out of all the characters that I'm looking forward to in this upcoming selections. Gerard Valkyrie, Sternritter M, the Miracle. The reason why I wanted to put Gerard is OP. He went against Toshiro when he mastered his Bankai, Byakuya, and Kenpachi when he learned his Bankai. I was so shocked. Toshiro turned Gerard's body to absolute zero, and Byakuya sent his Bankai, Senbon Sakura, inside of Gerard in his frozen body and obliterated his head out of existence. But you know what Gerard did? Regrow his body right back together and grew. He grew. He was normal. He was like about 7 foot, maybe 8 feet, but he grew to the size of a skyscraper. Not only that, his power increased. He can flick off buildings like toothpicks. Each time he blows, he can sound like a tsunami. It's ridiculous. Then Kenpachi decided to receive into Bankai and slice off his arm and split his body from head to groin. But you know what he did? Regrowth his arm right back and reformed his body right back and grew even bigger, even way bigger than he was before. So they tried it again to attack him, slice him up. I'm surprised he even reached that. But he still continued to grow further and further, and he was even bigger than he was before. Gerard made Kenpachi, Toshiro, and Byakuya look like a pair of ants or on the floor. Like, it was ridiculous to see how strong this man could get. And he hasn't even gotten to his holy form yet. That is ridiculous. How can you not put this man at number one? Well, that does it for our video on my top 11 Sternritters or characters that I plan on looking forward to in the upcoming selection in Bleach Brave Souls. I will see you guys later. If you liked the video, remember to like, subscribe, follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye.